Hello everyone, before we get into today's video, I really want to take a quick second to talk about what's going on in LA right now. Currently in LA, families are being ripped apart. Your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers who are just living in peace are being kidnapped by ICE. And yeah, I said kidnapping because it fucking is. Just because it's not currently affecting you doesn't mean it won't. It's not only happening in LA, and it will continue to get worse and worse. So please, I highly recommend you go check out the links in my description for more information, resources, places to donate. This is something that has just absolutely shattered my heart. For my entire life where I live in my community, immigrants have greatly impacted us. If you think what's going on right now is peaceful, if you think it's being handled properly, I just highly encourage you to get more information. I think that we should get the word out there more because it is something important that isn't being talked about on the mass news, which is scary. Just make sure if you go out and protest that you are being safe, stay alert, and do what you can. I just want to give a quick disclaimer that we're going to be talking about themes of child exploitation, molestation, and abuse. If that's something you don't want to hear right now, please click off. I totally understand. I love you. Now, let's talk about predators. Today, we're going to be speaking on Piper Rockelle, but more importantly, what's happening to Piper Rockelle. I want to make it very clear, I don't think any of this is the minor's fault. Piper Rockelle is a 17-year-old, I guess you could say influencer now. She started her YouTube channel in 2018 when she was 11, and it just kind of rose to fame. Everyone loved her. She grew a fan base. She gained 12.2 million followers on TikTok. Mind-blowing. She blew up from doing like music, but also challenges. Unfortunately, as we know, kids' challenges on YouTube aren't always as appropriate as we wish they were. She would do crush challenges, pranks, but like weird, inappropriate pranks. But what she mainly got big from, at least that's my personal belief, is the squad, which is also where it all came crashing down. The squad consisted of over 11 teenagers, I'm pretty sure. Some of the most honorable mentions in the squad were Sophie, also Claire, who I think by marriage is Piper's cousin, as well as Claire's sister. Anyways, the squad just kind of blew up. It started to become a thing, just like how you have the Hype House. I think now it's the Glow House. They had the Piper Squad. But let's get into the real problem here, which are the adults in the situation, of course. Hunter Hill and Tiffany Rockelle. Hunter Hill is 28 years old. He is Piper Rockelle's mother's boyfriend. He has also been, for the entire time of Piper's career, he has been the cameraman. Now, Tiffany Rockelle is 44 years old, and she is the mother of Piper. I remember Hunter and Tiffany pretending like Hunter was Piper's brother in the beginning of the career.
On my sister, Piper Rockelle. If you guys don't know, Piper's my little sister, but we have the same dad, different moms.
I think that's really weird, but whatever. It's definitely not the most important part to the case, but it kind of adds to all the weirdness and all the building up. Anyways, back in 2022, Tiffany Rockelle was sued by 11 of the squad members. The accusations included emotional distress while filming, unpaid labor, physical and emotional distress from harassment, molestation, and abuse. Unfortunately, the team settled for $1.85 million, which in my opinion is ridiculous. Tiffany Rockelle made so much money off of those kids. That's just nothing to her. And I know for a fact that going through abuse and then just getting money from it probably isn't what you want. You probably just want justice served. Now fast forward to 2025, there is now a documentary about Tiffany Rockelle and what the squad members went through. This documentary on Netflix actually included multiple of the squad members, including Sophie, Claire, Claire's sister, Corinne, and Reagan. There was actually an incident with Reagan where Tiffany Smith kissed him on a live stream, and her daughter pulled her away, and she went in for another one when he was 17. She actually said what she thought about the kiss in a Rolling Stone interview recently, where she basically said the kiss was not a big deal and people made it a big deal. You were 40, kissing a 17-year-old. That is a big deal. Your daughter was like 14 at the time, had to pull you away. It says a lot about you. Anyways, I was just heartbroken watching this documentary. I mean, just unpaid labor, filming all day long, filming 20 videos a day, not being able to go and do their own things that they wanted to do outside of the squad. Reminds me of Dance Moms, honestly. All the way to genuinely being molested by a grown woman. Sophie and Claire, as well as Claire's little sister, allege that they were abused by Tiffany, molested to be exact. They said she would take the identity of a cat and go into their rooms at night and rub her hand on their chest and say it was Lenny's dick, which was the alternate ego of a cat. Weird, I know. They also allege whenever they had this happen to them, they also saw it done to Piper. Claire, I believe, was like 12. Sophie, I believe, was 11. It's just sick. I don't think anyone should be putting their hands on anyone. I saw Sophie say one time that Tiffany used to poke her butt with her hand. And so Sophie would start walking around with her hands behind her back. It just became a habit, and she still does it. I just thought that was so telling. Now, you're probably thinking, what did Piper think about this? Well, just like when the lawsuit came out, she still says that her mother is innocent and that they're not necessarily lying about what happened. They're just stretching the truth. She also says that she will not fully speak on it until she's 18, which does make sense. I don't put any blame on Piper, but I do think it's inappropriate for her to come online and discredit victims. Obviously, we don't know the full story. We don't know what happened. We weren't there. Piper may not have been in that bedroom when things were happening to these victims as well. That's not to put blame on Piper. I just think she should stop talking about it on the internet. The abuse, I mean. She can talk about the claims of her abuse, of course, because that's her story, but I don't think she should be able to talk on anyone else's experience with her mother.
I do think that there's a chance that we could fix things. Like, I really do think. So, like, if we have an opportunity to talk to each other and, like, fix things, I don't want to be, like, your friend or anything like that. I'm sure you don't want to be my friend because look at what you put us through.
I believe these kids. I really do. So you can just kind of see that Piper has not had a great history on the internet. Exactly. She has been exploited. She has had to do labor. Yes, paid, but I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Kids should not be working at like 11 and up. Nope. Even if they're getting the financial gain from it, I don't care. Especially since we know that there's so much sexualness in the Piper world, which is just so gross for me to even have to say. Okay, so now the biggest controversy that has kind of been able to pull me in, and I've been able to watch it and just be, that's really fucking happening. There is a popular OF creator that goes by the name of Sophie Rain, which is not her real name, but whatever. She claims to be 20. She's 23. She's probably one of the biggest OF creators on TikTok specifically, and she kind of created this Bop House, which, because there was a term being created called Bop, essentially another word for slut or whore or whatever. But a group of girls wanted to make it into a good thing where they make their OF content and TikToks and all of it. But it was just an Airbnb that they rented, okay? Keep that in mind. So obviously they're not there anymore. They've had this Bop House for like a year now, just been moving around Airbnbs or at their own houses. But Piper, at the age of 16, really wanted to meet Sophie Rain. Sophie never really gave her attention, I don't think. However, I bet you damn well they were DMing. On Piper's 17th birthday, she posted a TikTok saying, "It's my birthday." And guess who comments? Sophie Rain. Happy birthday. It's literally like a grown woman plotting on a kid. It really is. And I don't care what anyone says about, oh, well, they're just friends. It's plotting. It's grooming. And I'm sick of it. And also, adults shouldn't be friends with minors. Oh, sorry, but it's true. And if you think otherwise, then we can have that conversation, but it's such a blurry line, and the lines get blurred too fucking often, just like in this situation. So then the Bop House was like, make an application, and all the girls were doing the, and Piper made one, to which I think it was Camila, who is an OF creator, in the Bop House, who's also very popular on her own, and Sophie talking about Piper's submission. I will insert the clip of them talking here.
So, who are you thinking is going to be the next member?
I've been seeing a lot of comments talking about Piper.
Ah, Piper. She's so cute. Isn't she like 17?
Yeah.
I think just, you can't come here if you're under the age of 18. Like, that's, you know, it's not going to work.
We love you.
Yeah.
And I want to meet you.
Yeah. Just, you know, now's not the right time, and, you know, maybe trying something more appropriate for your age, a Disney Channel audition.
It's just so funny, all the shit I'm about to get into right after getting on a podcast and saying that. So Sophie says no, but we know it doesn't end there, else there wouldn't be a video being made on it. They collab anyways, right? Now, they all love to claim that this was not a Bop House x Piper collab, that this was a Sophie Rain x Piper collab, which doesn't make it much better. But they said, like, we didn't go to the Bop House, we went to Sophie's house, which was true. But you want to know what's interesting, which now it's deleted. They posted a video of her on the Bop House account. I gotta take 2 steps back from that, I'm sorry. What the One of the Bop House members, Camila, she is the biggest creator on her own. So everyone was coming at her saying, why would you allow this to happen? And her only response was, leave me out of it, I wasn't there, they're grown women, they can do what they want. But she has continued to stay in the Bop House, stay friends with these girls. You are just as bad as them. Now, the internet absolutely blew up over this. The internet was in outrage, as they should. I don't know why the Bop House and everyone wouldn't think this wouldn't be a big deal. This is a big deal, but for some reason they didn't think it would be. So the internet is up in arms and they start trying to uncover things. Obviously, people don't like Piper's mom as is. People don't like the Bop House. So they wanted to dig, and they did, and they found something. Piper has a spicy page. Now you may be thinking, Zoe, no she doesn't. What are you talking about? A 17-year-old can't make an OF. You're absolutely right. But guess what? Sexual abuse material is so blurred in the internet world. There's just not many laws surrounding it, but something needs to be done. It is called Brand Army. On this Brand Army site, unfortunately, I have seen some of the pictures in my research. It makes my skin crawl. Sometimes I would have to take a step back in my research because, oh my god, what was I looking at? Most of the stuff I saw was blurred, thank god. Okay, now you probably are like, tell us. Lingerie, cosplays that are lingerie, and swimsuits is what Piper's Brand Army consists of. There's 3 tiers. It is all money. You can request custom sets. She used to post like workout routines and stuff like that. She really only seems to do the pictures now. Because of the whole Bop House drama, she was actually kicked off of Brand Army. Brand Army was like, bye. Because it's actually against Brand Army's policy to be able to post like that, but it's not just Piper. There's thousands of girls on this site doing it. So they obviously don't follow their own rules. So we should also get Brand Army gone. But unfortunately, it came right back the second it got taken down. But she'll only be having it for 3 months while she's still a minor, and then she'll be off of it, which doesn't make me feel any better. It just kind of solidifies the fact that she may join OF when she is of age, which is such a sad thought because it's Piper Rockelle. If you know anything about her, you just know that poor girl doesn't need it. But now it's happening all over again. Yay! And I personally think it's because she did get her Brand Army back. After the first fiasco, Piper was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make anybody upset. Now the second time, it's like, leave me alone, I'm doing what I want to do. Obviously, if I say she, I do mean Piper. I do believe that she thinks all of this is right, but I do mean specifically as well her parents, so just keep that in mind. Piper's YouTube channel was in fact demonetized because of the whole Tiffany situation, so she has gotten to streaming with her boyfriend Capri, and this was said in one of her live streams, and I just thought it was interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys.
I could the Bop House girls to just come with me. Everyone thinks I hang out with them for like other reasons, but once I'm 18, unfortunately it's nobody's choice, I will be an adult. I actually was just thinking like, this is my last year as a freaking child.
Like, she's not wrong. Nobody can tell her what to do, but it's wrong. And also, 18 is not an adult. She doesn't need OnlyFans. And actually, the Bop House members tell her that many times. And I am at least glad that they do that, but I still think they're grooming her. I don't give a fuck. It's very obvious that Piper looks up to these girls. I just think she's going into such a she is in a dangerous environment and she's just gonna keep allowing herself to be in that because of the manipulation.
Had the best little day with them. Like, I get along so well with them. They're like, and I don't get along with everybody, but they're just genuine people, and like, I just get along with them really well. So you guys can say whatever you want. You can talk bad about me. You can talk bad about them. You can talk bad about what, but like, they're really nice people. I appreciate hanging out with them. So you might just have to deal with it. But I do want to say that you guys.
I don't agree with Piper getting any kind of hate for going to the Bop House. I really don't. I do believe that she wants it. A lot of people are like, her mom forced her to. No, I think she genuinely looks up to these girls, but that doesn't mean it should be allowed. I am sure that all of these girls, especially before the Bop House, are genuine, kind people. I'm not saying that. Unfortunately, they have caught themselves in a nasty clout cycle, and they saw this 17-year-old get preyed on like a motherfucker, and they were like, awesome, let's exploit this situation too. I think Piper forgets that the people who are hating on her in the Bop House are probably children. But I mean, I'm hating on the Bop House and I'm a grown-up. I'm hating on the Bop House because they know what they're doing. I'm so tired of people pretending like they don't know what they're doing. Anyways, it is all happening once again. It kind of came out of nowhere. So basically, Piper Rockelle posted a TikTok saying that she was at the old Bop House, the original Bop House, which the Bop House girls were like, oh my god, we can exploit this situation too! So they pulled out their phones and they said like, oh look, Piper broke into the house. Camila, the girl we saw in the podcast with Sophie, I think she likes to pretend that she's this higher ground. She said like, get away from the Bop House unless you're trying to catch a predator. But it's like, Camila, isn't this you? You are an exploitative person, Camila. All of the Bop House girls are. You are no better than nobody.
Yeah, she posted TikTok just like basically just like talking. Literally, like, it's a house. What do you mean? Am I allowed to rent a house?
It makes me sick, and I don't like when people play dumb and pretend like they don't know what they're doing, especially when it's a minor being forced to pretend like they don't know what they're doing either. That just gives me the chills. You know what you're doing. I don't care what kind of content was filmed there. I don't care if it was unboxing blind toy surprise. Okay, that house is now the Bop House. That house probably had some out, some out, and that's fine. But for Piper to be allowed to go to that house and film content and talk about it, I'm like, get the fuck away from me, not Piper. Whoever the fuck is controlling her channel, her mom and Hunter, get the fuck out. I'm done with you. They just love to say, oh, well, you know, they're just friends making TikToks. If you are 16 and below, I understand why you might believe that. If you are not 16 and below, you simply can't believe that. Because you'd be dumb, my friend. These girls know what they're doing. And even if they didn't, we see what's happening. We see the predators on the internet. We know who follows Sophie Rain. We know who follows Aisha. We know who follows the Bop House. And it's grown men. And if those grown men want to follow Sophie Rain and Aisha and any of the Bop House members, I mean, I'm not a big advocate for sex work, but that's another conversation. When they log on to Sophie Rain's TikTok, watch her throw an ass maybe that day, and they see this beautiful girl. Sometimes men don't think about age, and honestly, why would you think about age when she's just posed next to your favorite OnlyFans creator? You would just probably think it was a collaboration with another OnlyFans creator, or at least an adult. But obviously, if these men are finding out she's a minor and still continuing to interact, then that's not okay. And also, there's just this whole drama with like her boyfriend Capri cheating on her. It's all fake, it's all scripted. But my thoughts on this entire situation are simply that this cannot and is not a stable environment for anyone. I understand that Piper's been in it since she was 11. I understand she has been exploited, and I know she knows it's fake. I know she's been known it's fake. I know she's basically been an actor. But it simply can't be healthy for all of your relationships to be cheating. It's all crush content. It's all to distract you from what's really going on with Tiffany Rockelle. Because the Capri and Piper relationship started right before the documentary came out. Back in the day, she would do cheating on my boyfriend prank, getting cheated on prank, flirting with my boyfriend's best friend right in front of him, my boyfriend flirting with my best friend right in front of me. And now it's streaming cheating scandal. Except it's not a prank, it's supposed to be real. Obviously it's scripted. It can't be a healthy environment to get screamed at on stream, break cars, fight with Hunter.
What car?
So we could get Capri a car. I mean, do you know?
I need to buy a car for him.
Yes, Cole's selling a Lamborghini.
Oh, let's go!
My friend Cole.
You don't have friends! I'm being dead ass! You don't have friends! We need to go to a dealership. We need to get a car.
I'm calling him.
She's kind of a baddie, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think your entire life from the age of 11 can be so fake and you turn out completely fine. You're not turning out completely fine. None of her boyfriends have been real. I think maybe like fallen into feelings with them. Sophie, one of the squad members, actually expressed that one of the boys that she was paired with for videos, she actually did fall for, and he actually did become her boyfriend. I just definitely think that all the relationships she's ever been in are fake. Some of them have maybe turned into more than a fake relationship. However, that can't be healthy either. I saw this clip of her one time and it was one of her boyfriends and he was like, Piper, we're gonna go shopping. There's no video today. We're doing whatever you want all day. And she started crying. It's just not normal. It's not healthy. Piper is okay with it. She likes it because she has been groomed her entire life to be okay, to see that this is her normal. I feel horrible for all of the victims in this situation. I think all of the squad members deserve so much justice, but I think Piper deserves freedom. I don't think she knows that she needs that. It's very scary, but she is turning 18 in, I believe, 2 months. There's just not a lot anyone can do, including police. All we can really do is either show our support to Piper or don't. The honest truth is you probably shouldn't show your support to Piper, and that's only because her mom is behind it all. And also, minors can't consent to being exploited. I just hate when I see people saying that Piper likes what she does. I'm sure she does. That doesn't matter though. Stockholm Syndrome is a real thing. I'm a true crime girly and I've seen many cases over my time of Stockholm Syndrome of women who will literally run back to their abusers who have done, just think of the worst, and there you go. It's Stockholm Syndrome, but imagine it wasn't just a random person. It was your mother, and that's the only family you have. You love your mom. What would you do? Please don't send any hate to anyone in this situation. Obviously, Bop House girls need serious help. Piper needs help, but in the best way possible. Tiffany needs jail time, and so does Hunter. And I hope all 11 squad members get the justice that they fucking deserve. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this situation. Obviously, there's like so many open ends to it, so I just want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Sorry for no video last week. I was writing the script, and I just had to keep rewriting it over and over again. I still don't feel like it's perfect. I don't have any answers. I hope that we can maybe revisit the situation later on. Happy Pride Month, by the way, guys. I love you all so much. If you're gay, I hope you're doing the gayest things this Pride Month and all year round, honestly. I will be joining in the festivities with you. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever. Also, make sure to like and subscribe, because why not? I post every Tuesdays. Maybe. Just kidding. I will. I'll try. I promise. And if anything ever changes, I will let you guys know. Bye!